Hello. So, I'm going to start with my story about how I fell in love with and then quickly fell prey to somebody, a narcissist. I'm not exactly sure, to be very honest. It seems like a lot of narcissism. There was definitely a lot of dark psychology in use, to manipulate me into doing things, usually sexual things that I wouldn't otherwise do or be open to. It all happened so very quickly, yet so very slowly. Right, so, it was really something. So anyways, in the spring of 2016, my grandfather passed away. He lived in Charleston, West Virginia. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and I came up to Charleston, West Virginia to attend the funeral. Very quick trip. I stayed in a hotel, drove kind of all day, was a little, in my head, wired up, whatever. And so I got online on an app called Scruff, which is, whatever, social app, some hooking up maybe, but whatever. Anyways, I met somebody, very interesting person, had very in-depth conversation about a lot of fascinating things, and we ended up meeting up. We hooked up, we got to know each other, and we kept in close contact for a long time since then. Daily, every single day, for several years, for hours a day. He worked night shift, I worked day shift, so it was pretty convenient. We managed to get a lot of time in together on Google Meets, or Hangouts at the time, and some other web services. And we had each other's cell phone numbers. For some reason, we just didn't really use that to communicate. That will be important later. But anyways, we met up a few times, got to know each other's other, friends and associates around each other throughout that time. And, well, eventually I was able to move. So I left Atlanta and I moved to Charleston, West Virginia to be with this person. And it seemed like paradise at first. It was magic. Little did I know, until only very recently, the whole time that we were dating, if you will, from afar, there was someone else living in that house the whole time as a live-in partner. My soon-to-be partner was not single at all. In fact, that person's a good friend of mine now. He's going to tell his story a little bit here too, but for now, we'll stay focused. But anyways, so in the time to move from Atlanta to Charleston, I was looking at places, making sure I had somewhere to live. It's important. And, found a few, came up to visit, have a good time, signed a lease on one of them. And, excuse me, so the story goes, my now, at that time, boyfriend who I was moving to be with, his roommate had left, moved out. So now there's an extra room in the house available. Well, things have been good up to this point. May as well do it. So I don't go sign the lease, and I move in directly. And things are great. It was really amazing. There was really no reason to believe anything was crazy necessarily to be concerned with down the road. We had a fantastic vacation to, Hawaii. We did the holidays, returned, and we had a pandemic, I will say. Great time being locked in a place like West Virginia. It's a beautiful place. It was pretty fantastic. So, things are pretty good. Of course, if you're a super controlling, narcissistic cheater, that's probably a good scenario for you, because your new partner, who doesn't know anyone in town already, has literally nowhere to go. And, what can you do? Everyone's at home, so there is no cheating for me to be accused of or anything at this point. So everything was pretty good. Again, I was new, so lots of supply there for this guy to have, in all of the excitement, the fantastic things we got to do without having to work. We got to play around in the mountains, go mushroom hunting, kayaking, all the fun things that you get to do when you don't have to go to work because there's a pandemic. Anyways, as the world was beginning to open, well, actually, let's back up. During that time, there were some strange things like an infection of sorts that required an antibiotic to be treated. My partner, in retrospect, this is something that should have stood out, but it didn't at the time. Really never would go to the health department or anywhere to get any kind of testing. It was always on me to get any testing done. I knew I wasn't doing anything except for logging into work, the few hours I had to, and then spending the rest of the day with him or my dogs. So, an STI or anything like that was really the farthest thing from my mind. But there was one time when we required something, and so the story went, we were playing around in a stream. He had a cut. It must have gotten infected. Whatever. Seemed practical. Seemed logical to me. So, whatever. I went with it. Moved on. And, little stuff like that would happen here and there. But, whatever. We spent so much time together. Everything seemed great. We never argued about anything. So I really had no reason to believe anything was going on at this time. Though there was a lot. But anyways, as things start to open up, it's Halloween of 2021. Anyways, we're shopping at a major retailer, blah, blah, blah. Something happens. There's an assault. It's kind of in the news. And there's a lot of attention. And, so we decided to kind of hunker down, lay low for a little bit, not seem like we're out having too good a time after such a thing. And that was that. So again, we're down, we're laying low. Lots going on. We were kind of getting into a little bit of like seasonal depression, as well as just being locked in depression. And, now this, and now we can't go out and do things again, plus all kinds of trauma. This is when the fun really begins. And by fun, I mean hell. Absolute hell. So, it's about time for me to hit the road and get back on it. So, stay tuned, there will be more. Needless to say, don't be fooled by so much paradise. People can live multiple entire lives in the shadows with people very close to them who would never know the difference. Ask lots of questions. Meet lots of people around the people. Ask lots and lots and lots of questions. And make sure you got your own place. Don't let them talk you out of that. That was the first thing for me. Don't let that happen to you, please. Make sure you get your own place. If you're like about to date someone who's amazing and everything you ever wanted and beautiful and handsome and smart and, because those are a lot of red flags. Anyways, thank you.